everyone, John here, and I recently started a $0 to $100,000 YouTube automation challenge late last year. Not much traction has happened just yet, but I have a history of netting multiple thousands of dollars per month in my other channels that are not part of the challenge. The challenge itself is quite exciting, and I know that a lot of you are following it, and I honestly didn't expect this many people to be following it this closely when it came to just me going from $0 to $100,000. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you were actually starting your own YouTube automation channels as well. And if there's anything that I've been able to take away these past 3 years in which I've been doing YouTube automation, it's that getting your first viral YouTube video on your new channel is usually the hardest and most sought out step people look forward towards. So in this video, I want to give you 5 tips to get your first viral YouTube video on your Faceless channel. So the first tip I want to give you is how to come up with a good idea. So the way I do this is that first I look at what's trending on the news, and it doesn't matter what niche you're in, there is always going to be something trending whichever niche that you're in. Whether it's the release of a new product, what's the release of a new TV show, maybe a feud just occurred, maybe something's up and coming like an important event within your niche. The thing about trending is that people usually think that trends have a definitive date at which they die, but the thing is that trends actually don't have a specific date when YouTube just says, okay, that trend has stopped, let's stop sending views to that video. So there's no hardcore rule that says a trend is going to stop on this specific date, but I do believe that you can either be one, quick to capitalize on a trend, or number 2, be late to a trend and miss out on the opportunity. So take for example the Netflix TV show hit Wednesday. When that show was gaining popularity, it was very easy to get views if you made a video related to Wednesday or Jenna Ortega. And Wednesday isn't the only TV show in which you can capitalize on as a trend. Like I said, in any niche, there are always trends that are occurring, and that is the quickest and fastest way to be able to gain a viral video, which is capitalizing on trending topics. Once you have your trend in mind, I'm going to give you a few framework topic ideas in which you should create your video on, and all these frameworks have led to insanely viral video amounts for me, and I'm talking like 1 million+ views. So the first framework I want to teach you is the feud framework, and this is simply just when you talk about within your trending topic, party A versus party B. And you can kind of frame it in a way in which looks like there's 2 parties fighting, and it just comes from a creative title approach. The second framework you can use is the why scenario. Why did party A do something? Why did party B do something? That is the why scenario. The third framework includes the what if scenario. What if party A did this? What if blank did this? So the what if scenario has also worked tremendously well, and a good example of this is the what if series by Marvel, or even if you look at other YouTube videos that follow the framework of stating what if blank did this. The next framework is using the shocking factor or breaking news type style scenario. So with that, you basically just state something that people would be shocked by. Blank did this. So 6 frameworks to choose from. Not all frameworks are going to work well with every single topic idea, which is why I gave you 6 to choose from, but at least choose one of them within your trending topic chosen and use that to come up with a really good topic of a YouTube video. The second tip I want to go over is to take a stance and defend it. So what I mean by this is that a lot of YouTubers nowadays, or especially the really big ones, they are very polarizing. They are very opinionated, they take a stance in what they believe in, and they stick by their stance. Even if their stance goes against the majority of their viewers, this is how I picture it, okay? If you take a stance in your YouTube video, you'll either 1, attract viewers who agree with you, or number 2, attract viewers who disagree with you. Regardless, people are going to be wanting to see what your opinion is within your niche. Whichever topic you choose, try to be polarizing, try to take a stance, try to be opinionated. Think about YouTubers like Aman Ghazi, think about YouTubers like Alex Becker, Alex Hormozi, Andrew Tate. All these individuals have very polarizing views. Think about Gary Vee, very opinionated, very strong with what he believes in. And that is one way to get your videos to go viral. The third tip I want to go over is something I like to call the 3-pointer thumbnail. A quote that I like to tell my community members is that a thumbnail's success isn't based on the complexity of the design, but more so it's based on the idea behind the design. So in other words, how complex you edit your thumbnail and make it look really good, coloring it, making sure that it looks extremely complex, doesn't really lead to a success. The idea behind the thumbnail is what matters 10 times more. So I've had videos go viral in which the thumbnail concept was so simple, but the idea behind it was absolutely brilliant. So the 3-pointer thumbnail basically just means that keep your thumbnail to 3 main points or less. If your eyes are drawn to multiple points within the thumbnail, then to me, it is too complex. Either just have 1 point, 2 main points or 3 main points. And usually a point within a thumbnail consists of eyes. So if there's multiple eyes within your video, more than 3 people, I would say that's too complex, okay? So keep it to 2 people or less. I would say big red arrows, big circles, those are also main points of contact, which count as 1 point. Text especially, okay? Don't make text too big. I would say text should be 1 point, but if it's too long to read, then that's gonna take viewers too long to understand what's happening in your thumbnail. Keep it to 3 main points, and that is the 3-pointer thumbnail concept. The 4th tip I wanna go over is to imitate the Jimmy John delivery motto, which is freaky fresh, freaky fast. Jimmy John, they're known for delivering incredibly fast, but I think they've kind of laid back on their motto. And so what I mean by this is that you wanna deliver within the first 10 seconds of your video what you're saying you're gonna deliver from your thumbnail and title. If there's any discrepancy in the first few seconds of your video that doesn't align with what you're telling viewers in your title and thumbnail, people are gonna drop off, okay? So be able to deliver quickly on what you're promising within your thumbnail and title, and deliver it quick. Short, sweet intros are usually my go-to. There is no need to give background or fluff information. The biggest example I usually give around this is that if people are clicking on a video about why LeBron James needs to retire from the NBA, the first 30 seconds of my video, first 30 seconds to 1 minute, shouldn't be talking about the history behind LeBron James. People already know who LeBron James is. That's why they're clicking on the video. So deliver your intro quick and make sure it aligns with your thumbnail and title. The 5th tip I want to go over is to plant it and then move on. Oftentimes people are very quick to judge the performance of their video within the first 24 to 48 hours, and they spend a lot of time tweaking things, okay? I am a believer of using a tool such as Tubebuddy to switch out your thumbnails every 24 hours to see which one performs the best. But just because a video's performance is mediocre or substandard doesn't mean that it's your video's fault. It doesn't mean that it's your fault either. More than times, it might be your fault, but sometimes you just need to give YouTube the time it needs to grab your video and put it in front of the right eyes and then in front of the right viewers. In my experience, I've had videos go as late as 461 days later go viral. And I'm talking about, again, 1 million plus views. That's more than a year and 100 days later, and those videos finally went viral. So plant your video, make sure that you have confidence within your thumbnail, and then move on. And again, there's nothing wrong with using something like a Tubebuddy split test to make sure that your thumbnails are alternating between every 24 hours, but don't spend so much time trying to revive a video when you should be focusing on your next video. Now, as a bonus tip, the last piece of advice I want to give you is to consistently do the basics, okay? And this is what everyone on YouTube health/growth is talking about, and it's basically just the cardinal rules of YouTube. Be consistent with your posts, post quality content, and keep coming up with brand new fresh ideas. And even if it's not brand new fresh ideas, take an existing idea that's worked on YouTube and twist it and make it your own. Don't just copy ideas, but rather gain inspiration from your favorite YouTube channels. I've seen people in our YSS community already get videos over 100,000 views without even having been on YouTube for more than 3 months already. And this is all coming from using a combination of the steps as I outlined in this video. Trust me, it's possible to get your first viral YouTube video without filming. It just requires you to repeat this cycle over and over again and be persistent. I once heard on a podcast, and this is like the last ending note that I want to leave you on, is that those who stay the longest usually end up winning simply just because they didn't quit. So if you watched up to this far in this video, I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. I never expected this channel to grow so big, and by big, I'm considering about 2,000 subscribers equals big. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you all in the next video.